Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am David Barton, Technical Supervisor at Image Metrics. Our message for Convergence really is that when either games or films are employing digital characters, they've got to be realistic and compelling, so that us as the audience, we're brought into that story and we make that emotional investment into that character. And hopefully some of the things that I can show you today will show how games, I'm not even sure if it's Convergence, to be honest. It might be more of game catching film, on the animation and character side, but let's take a look at some of this stuff. There you go. I promised that would be very brief. That's what Image Metrics is. We're in Santa Monica, Manchester, and we've worked on 50 projects. Moving on. So motion capture, widely used in games and films. Optical motion capture on the screen there, markers on the skin. It's it's got its limitations in where you can put the markers, for example. So you can only capture a limited amount of data, like the eyes or the inner parts of the lips, for example. And then after that, you give that data to a team of people who will clean it, and then a team of artists who will polish it and bring it to life. So that's one methodology for motion or performance capture. Polar Express was a good example, a very ambitious and complex project a few years ago. Many markers on the face of the actor, many actors in the motion capture volume at one time. So you need lots of cameras to be able to capture all of that data. And then, like I just touched on, an army of people to kind of clean, and then the animators to really bring it to life. Our methodology is an actor, a camera, no markers, and what we do is it's more of a software-based paradigm, so there's no real hardware involved. It's just analysing pixels, understanding what happens in that image. So as the actress's face moves, the pixel values change, and we can really see and understand what's happening, and then cleverly turning that into animation data. So into the game space, Grand Theft Auto 4, I was going to use this as an example of real-time rendered animation. So it's got some constraints on it, like I hope everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say rigs or character control rigs. It means the system that you use to move the face or the body. And so there's limitations on the rig and the models and the textures that you can use. And I'll just play a clip from GTA 4.
Get on the floor!
Liberty City, Brooks, Dukes.
We got real problems.
Anyway, this is my town.
LCPD! Freeze! I said freeze! Whatever I say to go see him. I shut him up!
Before sundown, bring the gun come.
I paid you to do a man's job, amateur.
Sometimes you gotta break some omelets to make some eggs, you know what I'm saying?
We are the real
Everyone's around!
No need. Good Lord. What are you doing? Nothing.
Okay, so then skipping to pre-rendered, and I used this image because I thought it could kind of show the difference between the characters you just saw in the last clip, and then if you look at like the detail that's in the skin and the hair and the armour that's on these guys, you can really start to understand where the limitations of game engines get involved. And I'm sounding a little bit harsh on game engines there because they improve all the time, and the control systems that we can use on characters now are massively advanced on what they were even 2 years ago, but there's still those limitations there. So for example, a few bullet points about what you can do in pre-rendered, which is effectively the movie space, anything really, and a little clip from the video game Lair.
I know you.
submit.
And then I'm going to move into this one quickly. This is a new character that we've been working on recently, just literally last night. It's not even rendered yet, but I really wanted to show it today. So what we're trying to say is we're taking a lot of the techniques that we learned from the movie business and bringing it into the game space and working with developers to try and squeeze more into the game engine. I mean, we're practically hated by them really, because we're always asking for more budgets. You know, we want more joints, we want more blend shapes, we want animated normal maps, and you'll see all of that stuff in this video now.
I'm sorry I failed you, my lord. I submit to your punishment.
So that's where our video game work is at today. So moving into feature film, anything goes, like I said earlier. The top left image is Gollum, obviously, with thousands of polygons. You can get real detail into the movements of the skin. You can get great character rig going. In the bottom right, you can use computer generated hair, use dynamics, and really bring the character to life, because anything goes. And a few little videos just to explain how we did that for Seagraph 2008. I don't know if anyone's seen this Emily demo that we put together. So a quick video showing how we can deform the skin. This sort of movement would be very difficult to get into a game engine. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm sure someone out there is trying or has done it, but it is difficult to do. Displacement maps for fine skin creasing and that real pore level detail. So we apply that as like another layer. And then
we specialize in high quality facial animation for video games and films.
So animation captured from the movements of Emily in the video performance there. And final render.
Image Metrics is a markerless performance-driven animation company. We specialize in high quality facial animation for video games and films.
So that's more an example of what you can do if, again, there's no limitations put on your animation pipeline or your character design team. We've already discussed the technical convergence, and like I said, I don't know if it's convergence or just games chasing film to bring more of those techniques in. I remember I tried to hire a guy for Image Metrics who he laughed me away because we were completely unknown at the time, and he went to a studio who had a film division and a game division in the same building. So if he ever had any problems like with his game technology, he'd just go into the other room and find the guy who invented it, basically, and use that in his game pipeline. So I think that's sort of technical convergence, artistic convergence. These are just some of my favourite games. I'm not saying Image Metrics worked on all of these. GTA, MGS, Uncharted, Heavenly Sword. I wish we'd have worked on this game. Basically, all these titles could be movies. I mean, they're beautiful characters, great script, epic environments, real close-up camera work, especially in Heavenly Sword. I've just got a little clip of that as well.
This was once a place of tranquility and learning. Now Bohan has ravaged its beauty with his mark of corruption. I can feel the suffering of my father and our clansmen there.
So, thinking along more lines of artistic convergence there, the story. But I think the message that I wanted to give really for convergence between these games and film is really on the basis of digital characters, which includes animation, obviously. And that both industries need to master this and create realistic and compelling characters to draw us in as the audience and just give us a more immersive experience. That's it. Thank you.